WTBQ.
Good morning, this is your host, Tom Lovelace, and welcome to the Lovelace Music Experience. Yes, folks, we are broadcasting live right here in the beautiful WTBQ studios. We are hooked up. We got this thing under control. We got isopropyl alcohol on the table, Clorox disinfectant wipes. You know, hats off to our station manager, Taylor Sterling. She does keep this place absolutely spotless. The studio, the broadcast room here is cleaned and wiped and disinfected after each and every show, and really do appreciate that, man. I didn't really know what I was walking into this morning, and thinking, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. You know what? This place is ready to rock and roll. And you know what? So are we. I am your host, Tom Lovelace, and you are tuned in to another very special edition of the Lovelace Music Experience, broadcasting live, like I just said, in the beautiful WTBQ studios, but also we are heard on our sister station. I talk about it every Saturday, WGHT in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, the beautiful Garden State. Hey, you want to check us out on WGHT? Love to have you. Just tune in to 1500 AM. And check out the show. 11:10 a.m., of course, for WTBQ and 93.5 FM. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting in front of your computer because you know what? Really don't have too many places to go. So I do welcome you to the show, and I appreciate you tuning in. You know, the listening audience has been growing and growing and growing every single Saturday, and I am really grateful for that. How do I know this? Because I am receiving a ton of emails, text messages, even phone calls, talking about the show, what they like about the show. The format has changed a little bit. We added to it by talking about what happened this day in music history. We're going to get to in a little bit. Of course, we have Name That Tune, where actually, I don't know what the heck you're going to win today. I guess you're just going to have to stand by on our prize packages because everything seems to be a little bit on hold. But you know what? You can still order online with a lot of these places. And let me just start off the show by thanking our sponsors and our new sponsor. First and foremost, Independent Helicopters. Independent Helicopters right out of New York Stewart International Airport. Get a gift certificate. That's it. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how much you spend. Okay, you can spend a little, you can spend a lot. It really doesn't matter. They offer Learn to Fly programs. And by the way, the gift certificates, they don't expire. They don't go bad. They are good for whenever you're ready to use it. When we get through this craziness of weathering this storm that we are in the midst of right now. So Learn to Fly, aerial photography. Hey, you know what? You own, a nice piece of property. You got a really, really cool house and things like that, and you want to get some photographs from the sky, a little different type of view. Check out Independent Helicopters. They can take care of that for you for sure. Utility inspection, they do charter flights, they do it all. Check out Independent Helicopters by going to their website, independenthelicopters.com. Hey, you know what? Buy a gift certificate. You can use it anytime you want. You will not be disappointed. Now, welcome back to Maroney's Harley Davidson. Maroney's Harley Davidson is now, once again, a sponsor of the Lovelace Music Experience. The riding season, folks, is just about upon us. Yesterday was 70 degrees, saw a lot of bikes on the road, which is actually really cool to see because I know spring is here and summer is sure to follow. Check out Maroney's Harley Davidson at 833 Union Avenue in New Windsor, New York. Right now, go to their website, Maroney'sHarleyDavidson.com. Give them a call, 845-564-5400. Look, same thing, man. They are doing online orders as of right now. You can go to their website. You can give them a call. You can talk about what they have in stock, what specials they have going on, all that kind of good stuff. Maroney's Harley Davidson. Maroney'sHarleyDavidson.com. Check them out. All right, we talked about our event for our disabled American veterans. Of course, along with everything else, that is being postponed. The original date was March 29th. That is being postponed. Stay tuned. Tickets are still available. Those that have purchased tickets, your tickets are still good. When we get through this storm, when we weather this storm, we're going to talk about and select a new date. And I'm telling you right now, it is going to be bigger and better than ever. So, we have, of course, our comedian, Mr. Bishop. He is on standby, waiting in the wings of the new date as well. The Armenia Band, we are just ready to go ahead and rock it out for you guys. And once we hear of a new date, of course, we're going to put that information out over the air. All right. Enough of all of that. Why don't we bring our guest on the air with us, returning for his second time, the incredible, the delectable, Mr. John Kelly. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Incredible. Yeah, that's very mighty kind of you. I did not pay him to say that. Okay.
That's it, man. Hey, John, what's this $20 bill for? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you very much. All right, singer-songwriter out of Central New Jersey. Now, somebody asked me this, I swear, the other day. Is there a such thing as Central New Jersey?
Yeah, there definitely is. Because
and what would you call Central New Jersey?
Central New Jersey is like 195, kind of like the belt that goes from like Trenton out to Belmar, the shore.
Okay.
Because below that is humongous, and above that is equally humongous. So that central area, like from Freehold down to about Six Flags, right around there, that would be Central.
That's
Jersey.
Central Jersey.
Yeah.
All right, Garden State, man. Guys, Garden State is in the house, WGHT. Hey, we got one of your guys, man, and he's in the house today. Singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist now it says from Philly and Central New Jersey. What's up with the Philly thing?
Well, I'm from Philadelphia. I was born in Northeast Philly on the Roosevelt Boulevard. People from around there know that. People are listening from different ways.
Right.
But so I'm from Northeast Philly, grew up suburb Philly, right around there, but I live in Central Jersey, and a lot of my family is actually from right over the bridge from Central Jersey as well, so I'm kind of half and half, but I'm a Philly guy, mostly.
Last time you were on the show, we talked about a little bit of cheesesteak action in Philly. What was the name of that joint you mentioned?
Steve's Princess Steak. Well, Steve's Princess Steaks is really good, but the best is Jim's. That's on South Street.
Jim's. All right. I'm writing it down this time because you know what? Once this storm blows over, we're going to put together a Lovelace music experience cheesesteak road trip down to Jim's. And look, man, I want you to lead the pack.
Oh, I'd love to. I haven't had a Jim's in too long. When's the last time? It was like probably a year or two.
It sounds good. Long. And of course, whoever leads the pack picks up the tab. You are aware of that, right? See how you kind of walked right into
you
that?
You said...
All right, let's talk about your music, man. So a multi-instrumentalist. What instruments do you play?
I started with drums when I was like about 5 years old, and then I got bored of the drums around when I was like 12. So I went and got a bass, sold my drums to this kid I went to school with, went and got a Fender bass.
Jazz or P bass?
It was a regular P bass. I love the jazz bass though, and then had a Fender Telecaster, which was like my choice for electric, and played around with that, a little bit of keyboards. So I played most of the rock and roll instruments. I'm a big fan of jazz, but I don't play any wind instruments or horns. I love them. I always say I'd love to attempt it, but never got around to that yet.
Nothing quite like the sax.
I love the saxophone. I'm a big Springsteen fan, so I love Clarence and like a lot of the rock sax, but also like Coltrane and Charlie Parker, of course, the jazz greats. So I love the sax.
Absolutely. So look, John, I mean, seriously, the show flies by. We talk about it all the time. We got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the bands you founded and fronted. Look, man, folks, this guy is the real deal, Mr. John Kelly, that is, and he is live in the WTBQ studios. I'm your host, Tom Lovelace, and we will be right back.
Hi, it's Heather from Independent Helicopters. Have you ever thought about having a career as a pilot? We offer flight instruction for anything from private pilot to flight instructor right here at New York Stewart International Airport in New Windsor. Financing and scholarships are available, and we partner with Dutchess Community College and the VA to assist veterans. Did you know that helicopter flight instruction costs less than a traditional degree? For more information or to become a student, visit independenthelicopters.com.
Have you always wanted to ride a motorcycle but have never actually followed through with learning or getting your license? Now's the time. Come on down to Maroney's on Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. and get one-on-one tips on how to start your journey towards becoming a biker. Learn about the best riding gear, maintenance do's and don'ts, as well as the best modifications for the most comfortable ride. Seating is limited. Please RSVP prior to the event for lunch at 845-564-5400 or visit fasthog.com.
Rock your event or party with the Armonia Band. They play the best songs from the original music to your favorite cover titles, including classic rock, Motown, country, funk, reggae, rock, and pop. The Armonia Band will customize your event to fit your budget and your playlist. If you want the most memorable party or event, hire the Armonia Band and they'll have your guests rocking your party or event all day and night. So if you're planning the perfect party or event, the Armonia Band is your #1 choice. The Armonia Band plays for any size and any type of event, party, or festival, and their music is classic, nostalgic, and magnetic with a list for every age and musical taste. Celebrating life's special moments is always more exciting with live music, and there's no limit to how much fun you and your guests will have as they ramp up the energy, delivering hit after hit to everyone's delight. To make your party or event the most fun, exciting, and the most memorable, visit thearmoniaband.com or contact Tom at 845-699-3169.
Hi, this is Wild Baby Love. Start your Sunday with me at 6 a.m. and Gospel Tracks. I'll give you the phone number to the Faith phone line and the address to the website. All that and much, much more. Right here on Gospel Tracks with yours truly, Wild Baby Love.
Hi, this is Dan Baldwin, host of Instant Replay, a sports talk radio show on your favorite radio stations WTBQ and WGHT. Join me from 12 to 2 p.m. every Saturday to break down all the latest news and games in all of sports. Call in to agree or disagree with me on radio worth listening to.
WTBQ.
All right, folks, we are live in the WTBQ studios, and you are tuned in to the Lovelace Music Experience. I'm your host, Tom Lovelace, and you know what? If you would like to be a guest on the show, a future show, just go ahead and shoot me an email at wtbqtom@gmail.com. And you know what? Most of you know this already, but I really do want to get this out there. WTBQ.com. Just click on the Listen Live button. Tell your family, tell your friends. Look, we're all stuck in the house. They have a lot of incredible programming on this beautiful station here in Warwick, New York. Check it out, WTBQ.com. Click on the Listen Live button and check out all the shows, man. And hey, I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? I'm in the studio with Mr. John Kelly. He brought in a CD with some music. He brought in his acoustic guitar. We're going to hear a combination of both. But, John, why don't we get to one of your songs without further ado? What are we going to hear?
This is a track called Why Do You Walk All Over Me? Recorded quite a while back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Kelly.
I still remember the times of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Kelly. Told you this guy was cool, man. Serious leads, serious bass line, drums are on point, vocals are on point. Good job, sir.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. On drums is my good buddy Don Johnston on that, and lead guitar Matt Klaus. So a couple of my good buddies.
All right, so let's talk a little bit of how people can find out more and purchase your music of Mr. John Kelly.
Right now, you can go, actually, I think download it still. If you go to SoundCloud/John Kelly 74, it might be John Kelly Street Scene, look it up like that too. Or go to Reverb Nation/John Kelly 74. I think it's still able to just download for nothing, so you can.
You're also on Facebook as well, right?
Yeah, it's like John Kelly's. You can look it up as like John Kelly Street Scene. It's a
what is it,
page.
John Kelly? What?
John Kelly Street Scene, like the
Street Scene. Okay.
Yeah, it would be like that. If you just Google that or look that up on Facebook, you'll find it.
So John, man, we lost a heavyweight in the music business, man. The Gambler.
Absolutely, yeah. A country legend. He's not only real country, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people listen to country now. It's not really country, but he was a real country legend, and he influenced rock and roll as well and pop, and just like really important.
Mr. Kenny Rogers.
Yep.
And I give that gentleman so much credit. Not only his music was absolutely just completely off the charts, but his acting was actually pretty good as well.
Excellent. He was a great actor.
And and I'd really, sincere condolences to the family and things like that. But Mr. Kenny Rogers, you will be missed, but your music will be played all the time. That music is absolutely timeless.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So we left off with you founded and fronted some regional bands. I gotta ask you, what is Plunk Fusion? Plunk, Plunk, not funk, not punk, but Plunk Fusion. What is that?
Plunk is the sound. It's kind of a foregone definition, a word that you don't really hear used, like plunking on a piano, kind of a sound of striking a,
plunking it.
Yeah, like that. It's not really something that people, I don't know, they might have actually removed that from the Webster's dictionary.
Plunk.
Now it's extinct.
Well, if they did, John, we got to make sure we get it back, man. I just like saying Plunk Fusion.
Let's reinstate that.
All right, Plunk Fusion and Street Scene. Okay. What's Street Scene? That's another band, or
Street Scene was a band, yeah, and what I call it was basically myself and my buddy Matt Klaus on guitar and Curry Freisinger on bass, and we switched. Curry played guitar too. Curry can play a lot of instruments. He's a really awesome musician. So shout out to him as well.
All right, so now you guys were a supporting act for actually quite a few bands, such as Living Colour, Modern English, and the Nas. The first two I'm familiar with, and I'm not too familiar with the Nas. What is the Nas? The
Nas, if you remember Todd Rundgren.
Oh, sure.
His original band from the late 60s, he was signed to a subsidiary of Atlantic Records. It was called SGC, the label.
Right.
And they were a band, that was his first band, and they were on like a subsidiary of Atlantic, and he recorded 3 albums. It was called the Nas, and they were really influenced by, you hear their British influence on there, like The Who and stuff like that. Really rocking band, but you can also hear like the ballads that Rundgren wrote on the second and third album a little bit more, but the original singer was Stookie Anthony. So it was a good friend of mine, became a friend of mine since we met and opened up for him, and he's on Facebook. Yeah,
Anthony. Say it again.
It's Antoni, Anthony.
Anthony.
You can look him up on Facebook.
Name?
Stookie.
How can you not like Stookie?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I love
He's
Stookie.
a great guy.
Stookie's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you also had a little TV appearance, Inside Music Today in 2013. What is Inside Music Today?
Inside Music Today is a guy named Bill O'Brien, actually, if I remember his name right. Really cool guy. He did this music show, this local music show for like Philly, South Jersey, Atlantic City cable.
Right.
Local area cable network. Just a music show featuring like artists that he would come across that he would really dig, and he would just, get some live recordings of something that they did talk to him a little bit. So that was a show that he put together. I think it's probably still going on because I was on there just like a few years ago. But Yeah, so it's a pretty cool show.
Well, look, John, why don't we do this? Before we do take our next break, why don't we go ahead and hear another tune off of your CD? What are we going to hear?
Yeah, let's do it. This one's a rocker, 2-minute song, kind of in the vein of the Beatles.
Quickie.
Got my Beatles influence, the power pop, but this is called Machine, this next song.
Ladies and gentlemen, Machine by Mr. John Kelly. All right, there you go, folks. John Kelly coming out with a rocker. So look, we're going to take a short break, but before we go to break, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks. I like strong coffee.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened this day in rock and roll history, and we got a little bit of Name That Tune coming your way. And you know what? We're going to talk a little bit about Steve's Music Center and Brendel's Music. Stay tuned. I am your host, Tom Lovelace, and we will be right back.
Rock your event or party with the Armonia Band. They play the best songs from the original music to your favorite cover titles, including classic rock, Motown, country, funk, reggae, rock, and pop. The Armonia Band will customize your event to fit your budget and your playlist. If you want the most memorable party or event, hire the Armonia Band and they'll have your guests rocking your party or event all day and night. So if you're planning the perfect party or event, the Armonia Band is your #1 choice. The Armonia Band plays for any size and any type of event, party, or festival, and their music is classic, nostalgic, and magnetic, with a list for every age and musical taste. Celebrating life's special moments is always more exciting with live music, and there's no limit to how much fun you and your guests will have as they ramp up the energy, delivering hit after hit to everyone's delight. To make your party or event the most fun, exciting, and the most memorable, visit thearmoniaband.com or contact Tom at 845-699-3169.
Hi, it's Heather from Independent Helicopters. Looking for a unique gift? How about a helicopter tour for family and friends? Getting engaged? Married? Needing a grand entrance to your event? Or even a way to avoid traffic? The Hudson Valley and New York City always look better from the air, and we can pick you up and drop you off anywhere, even your own driveway. Customize your helicopter trip today. For more information or to book a flight, visit independenthelicopters.com.
Have you always wanted to ride a motorcycle but have never actually followed through with learning or getting your license? Now's the time. Come on down to Maroney's on Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. and get one-on-one tips on how to start your journey towards becoming a biker. Learn about the best riding gear, maintenance do's and don'ts, as well as the best modifications for the most comfortable ride. Seating is limited. Please RSVP prior to the event for lunch at 845-564-5400 or visit fasthog.com.
Hi, this is Peter Fellow of A&T Healthcare, your one call for the finest in home healthcare. Tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. to hear the latest news on everything health-related, because your health does matter. That's Health Matters every Thursday at 10 a.m.
Hi, this is Taylor. Have your second cup of coffee with me every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Learn the latest in news, gossip, health, entertainment, and of course, all about animals. WTBQ, radio worth listening to.
WTBQ weather. A large area of high pressure over the Great Lakes will bring a dry but chilly weekend. This afternoon, breezy at times, noticeably cooler, sun and some clouds, 45 to 50. Tonight, clear, cold, 20 to 25. Sunday, sunny, some clouds arriving late in the day, rather chilly, only in the low and mid 40s. From the WTBQ Weather Center, I'm WeatherWorks meteorologist John Leo. WTBQ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are back live in the WTBQ studios. My guest today is Mr. John Kelly. He hails from the beautiful Garden State of New Jersey. And John, why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of Name That Tune? All right, here's how it works. I'm going to read some lyrics, and I want you to give us a call if you think you know the name of the song, the name of the band, whatever, combination thereof. Any or all above, really doesn't matter. We're pretty laid back here in the Lovelace Music Experience. Phone number is 845-651-1110. And you know what? We are going to be able to give you guys a couple of prizes today as well from Steve's Music Center and Brendel's Music. I'll explain that in just a bit. But here are your lyrics. You should have seen by the look in my eyes, baby. There was something missing. You should have known by the tone in my voice, maybe, but you didn't listen. You played dead, but you never bled. Instead, you lay still in the grass, all coiled up and hissing. Sounds like a chick I really don't want to be around. Dang, man. And though I know all about those men, still I don't remember, because it was us, baby, way before them, and we're still together. If you think you know the name of this song, give us a call at 845-651-1110. The phone lines are open. We got a caller already on the air. Good morning, caller. What is your first name and where are you calling from?
My first name is Dean. I'm from Marsville.
Hey, Dean.
We got, and John will know me well.
We got Dean from the Garden State on the line.
It's my big bro. He's from Marsville, actually. PA. He's a Philly guy too.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Hey man, you know what? I don't know if you heard earlier, but we're doing a road trip to this place called Jim's. Is that
Steaks,
the name of it? Jim's
Dean
Steaks.
knows it.
And John's picking up the tab for everybody. So seriously, invite all your family and friends, man.
Yeah.
Once this storm blows over, you know what I mean?
Tell him I'll grab Chris along for the ride.
Absolutely.
There
Chris
we
is
go.
coming along.
All right. So do you think you know the answer to our Name That Tune question?
REO Speedwagon, Take It on the Run.
Say that again.
REO Speedwagon, Take It on the Run.
You are half right. You are half right, sir.
Okay.
All right. Let me read this again. You should have seen by the look in my eyes, baby, there was something missing. You should have known by the tone in my voice, maybe, but you didn't listen. You played dead, but you never bled. Instead, you lay in the grass, all coiled up and hissing. And though I know about all those men, still I don't remember, 'cause it was us, baby, way before them, and we're still together. And I meant every word I said. When I said that I love you, I meant that I love you forever. Now, I threw in a last paragraph for you to try to help you out a little bit. It's absolutely REO Speedwagon. But what's the name of the song?
Oh, man, I'm dead.
You know this, too, Dean. You're just like having a momentary lapse of reason.
It totally is.
I think I threw old Dino
This
a
is
curveball
rare
this
for
morning.
Dean. He would usually be all over it.
The last paragraph kind of gives it away, and I meant every word I said. When I said that I love you, I meant that I love you forever. Now, Dean, that is not meant for you, Dean. Let's just get that straight. All right, this is just lyrics of a song. All right. So, well, look. If you think you can come up with the answer, give us a call back. We would love to hear from you. Okay. You got the name of the group right, but I need the name of the song. Okay. Don't you just hate that, man?
You got it.
You got it. All right. Now we got a winner, folks. All right. There you go. Keep On Loving You by REO Speedwagon. Absolutely. All right. So, Dean, here's the deal, man. You just won yourself a musician's prize pack, courtesy of Steve's Music Center. Steve's Music Center is at 248 Rock Hill Drive, Rock Hill, New York. Give them a call. They are doing online sales. So give Steve a call. Tell him Tom sent you from WTBQ. His number is 845-796-3616. And also, you won a music lesson courtesy of Brendel's Music. Tom Brendel is doing, Tom Brendel, he's doing these lessons now live right over Facebook Live, I believe is what he's doing. His number is 845-361-5610. I gave you a lot of information, Dean. I gave you a lot of numbers. Not a problem. You shoot me an email at wtbqtom@gmail.com, and I'll send you all this information that I just mentioned, okay?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Dean, thanks for participating and name that tune. And congratulations, man. You know what? You hashed it out. You grind it and you got it, man.
Sadly, I had to sing it alone in my head.
Of course, now you're going to be singing it all day, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dean. Thanks, man, for participating and congratulations.
All right, cuz. Talk to you later.
All right, cuz. Love you, man.
All right, John. 1952. Let's talk about what happened this day in rock and roll history, if we may. 1952, the Cleveland Arena is the site of what will become recognized as the world's first major rock and roll concert. 1952, with over 10,000 people inside and another 20,000 waiting outside, is set to broadcast the event live over WJW radio. Paul Williams and his Hucklebuckers. Once again, how can you not like the Hucklebuckers? I'm sure we all have their albums at home. Paul Williams and his Hucklebuckers were playing their first song when city officials decided to shut the proceedings down, citing fire code violation. Doors and windows were smashed. You can't mess with the Hucklebuckers. I'm telling you right now. A few fights broke out, but no one asked for their $1.75 admission back. Folks, I'm telling you, I've heard about these Hucklebuckers. They don't play. 1963, Billy Kramer and the Dakotas enter Abbey Road Studios to record the Lennon/McCartney tune, Do You Want to Know a Secret, which will reach number 1 in the UK. Here's the kicker, topping the Beatles themselves. Go figure that one. 1964, year I was born in, the Beatles replaced one Billboard chart topper with another when She Loves You took over from I Want to Hold Your Hand. Moving on up to 1973, the BBC banned all teeny bopper acts. What? In 1973, the BBC banned all teeny bopper acts appearing on UK television show Top of the Pops after a riot. Do not mess with the Hucklebuckers or the teeny boppers. I'm learning this. After a riot following a David Cassidy performance. Well, there you go, David Cassidy. 1976, David Bowie, Iggy Pop, and several others are arrested in New York and charged with possession of marijuana. There's a shock. 1981, although they had been making records for 10 years, REO Speedwagon enjoyed their first taste of success when Keep On Loving You, wonder if that's where I got that from. When Keep On Loving You became the top tune in the United States, the band would go on to place 12 more songs, 12 more in the top 40. 2001, Michael Jackson's Interior Decorator. Okay, we're going into the weird zone, John. Hold on. 2001, Michael Jackson's Interior Decorator told the London Times that the singer keeps 17 life-size dolls, adult and child sizes.
Wow.
All fully dressed in his bedroom for company. Look, don't get me wrong. I could see 2 or 3, but 17 life-size dolls, adult and child size, and fully dressed. Well, that's good to know. In his bedroom for company.
Any more than 7's a little weird.
Yeah. You're getting crazy. 17. Come on. 2011, a lost David Bowie album called Toy. Never heard of that one. Which went unreleased since 2001, mysteriously appeared on several file-sharing websites. The collection of mostly re-recorded tracks from Bowie's early years had been locked in a dispute with Virgin Records. And lastly, 2013, the United States Library of Congress announced that Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon and Simon and Garfunkel's Sound of Silence and, of course, Chubby Checkers, The Twist, would all be added to the National Recording Registry as culturally or historically significant recordings. Now, that's really cool, man. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment for sure. And that, folks, is what happened this day in rock and roll history. John, we got to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to hear some more John Kelly music right here, and we're going to talk about John's 7 dolls that he has home in his room. And half of them are fully dressed. We'll get to that later. I'm your host, Tom Lovelace. Yes, this is a crazy day, and we will be right back.
Have you always wanted to ride a motorcycle but have never actually followed through with learning or getting your license? Now's the time. Come on down to Maroney's on Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. and get one-on-one tips on how to start your journey towards becoming a biker. Learn about the best riding gear, maintenance do's and don'ts, as well as the best modifications for the most comfortable ride. Seating is limited. Please RSVP prior to the event for lunch at 845-564-5400 or visit fasthog.com.
Hi, it's Heather from Independent Helicopters. Have you ever thought about having a career as a pilot? We offer flight instruction for anything from private pilot to flight instructor right here at New York Stewart International Airport in New Windsor. Financing and scholarships are available, and we partner with Dutchess Community College and the VA to assist veterans. Did you know that helicopter flight instruction costs less than a traditional degree? For more information or to become a student, visit independenthelicopters.com.
Rock your event or party with the Armonia Band. They play the best songs from the original music to your favorite cover titles, including classic rock, Motown, country, funk, reggae, rock, and pop. The Armonia Band will customize your event to fit your budget and your playlist. If you want the most memorable party or event, hire the Armonia Band and they'll have your guests rocking your party or event all day and night. So if you're planning the perfect party or event, the Armonia Band is your #1 choice. The Armonia Band plays for any size and any type of event, party, or festival, and their music is classic, nostalgic, and magnetic with a list for every age and musical taste. Celebrating life's special moments is always more exciting with live music, and there's no limit to how much fun you and your guests will have as they ramp up the energy, delivering hit after hit to everyone's delight. To make your party or event the most fun, exciting, and the most memorable, visit thearmoniaband.com or contact Tom at 845-699-3169.
Hi, this is Jimmy Stern inviting you to join me Sunday mornings right here on WTBQ for Polka Session every Sunday at 11 a.m. Don't forget to tune in. I think you'll enjoy it. That's Sundays, 11 a.m. right here on WTBQ.
If you missed the Frank Truett Show, here's what you missed.
I wonder if our Orange County Executive Steve Newhouse knows about that interview we did this morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I always say, ask yourself, are you better off now than you were, in 2013? So,
Absolutely. That's the question everybody should be as their litmus test. Or the other thing I used to say is, would you hire this person to work for you?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, like Steve, you want to do sales for us? We got a job open right there, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
The Frank Truett Show, weekday mornings till 9 on WTBQ.
WTBQ.
All right, folks, welcome back to the madness here on the Lovelace Music Experience. You know, the Lovelace Music Experience has been running 4 years strong. Well, we're in our 4th season, let's say. And, we bring in different guests each and every Saturday, try to really have a super good time and make it as fun and as entertaining for you as possible. And I must say, I just enjoy the heck out of it. But look, if you want to be a guest on the show, it's pretty simple. Just shoot me an email, wtbqtom@gmail.com. Send me your bio, contact phone number. I'll take a look at it, and we'll get you scheduled to be a guest right here in the beautiful WTBQ studios. Folks, I'm in the studio today with Mr. John Kelly. He is a singer-songwriter out of Central New Jersey. He's, from the Philadelphia area. We talked about cheesesteaks and Starbucks coffee and all good things in between. But let's get back to what we're here to do, and that's to hear more of Mr. John Kelly's music. So, John, we're going to hear another track off of your album. What's the name of the song?
This one's called Always. This one's for Tricia, who's sitting here with us, my fiance in the studio. You want to say hello or anything like that? She's afraid of the mic.
All right, Tricia, fiance. When's the wedding?
We don't have a date yet, but it's, it's
you're
happen.
one of those guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's, she's in on the decision too,
Of course. So, Mr. John Kelly, we're going to hear, what's the name of the song?
This is called Always.
Always by Mr. John Kelly.
Baby, stay with me.
right, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard another tune from Mr. John Kelly. Excellent job, as always. So, John, I see that you just picked up this beautiful acoustic guitar of yours, and I know you're going to perform a song live for us. But before you do that, this album you have, I mean, can people purchase it? Can they download it? Can they listen to it? Things like that.
Yeah, you can. If you go onto my YouTube, you can actually stream it. Or my YouTube is Street Scene Live. It's actually YouTube/user Street Scene Live. You can check it out there, or on SoundCloud, John Kelly Street Scene, or John Kelly 74 at Reverb Nation. So you could download it and just steal it from me.
There you go. Check it out. Street Scene on YouTube. All right. I promise you, we're going to make this happen, and we're going to do it. What song are you going to perform live now?
I'm going to play a cover.
All right.
Because it's kind of fitting for what's going on right now. Something, it's about hard times, and it also doubles as a love song, and it's by Bruce Springsteen. This goes out to a lot of people. My mother's birthday was this week, so St. Patty's Day, baby, it's for her. My friends, family, and this is also for Tricia, who came out to the studio with me today. So this is called Atlantic City from Bruce Springsteen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Kelly.
They blew up the Chicken Man in Philly last night. They blew up his house too. Down in the boardwalk, they're getting ready for one hell of a fight. Gonna see what them racket boys can do. Well, there's trouble busting in from out of state, and the DA can't get no relief. It's gonna be a rumble out on the promenade, and the gambling commission's hanging on by the skin of its teeth. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Baby, everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. I got a job trying to put my money away, but I got debts that no honest man could pay. So I drew what I had from the Central Trust, and I bought us 2 tickets on that Coast City bus. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Baby, everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Well, I'll look me down and I'll look me be cold, but with you forever I'll stay. We'll go down where the sand's turning to gold. Well, put on your stockings, baby, tonight's getting cold. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Baby, everything that dies someday comes back. Looking for a job, but it's hard to find. Down here's just winners and losers, and don't get caught on the wrong side of that line. I'm tired of coming out on this losing end. Honey, last night I met this guy, and I'm gonna do a little favor for him. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Baby, everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty, meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Come on in, meet me tonight in Atlantic City.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Kelly performing live in the WTBQ studios. John, before we run out of time, I just want to thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, my pleasure, man. It's great. Like last time, it was a blast.
Absolutely. Folks, you have been listening to the Lovelace Music Experience, heard each and every Saturday. I just want to get this out there real quick before we do run out of time. Next Saturday is a very, very special show. We're going to dedicate the show to my dear musician friend, Mr. Rick Skinner. I want you to tune in. I want you to call in with your memories of performing and being Rick Skinner's friend and confidant in the music business. I'm your host, Tom Lovelace. Have a fantastic weekend. Catch you all next week.